Hey everybody, it's Jeff here. It's people asked me what we did earlier. I'm starting to do interviews and stuff with military men and women and families and everything, going over what we did while we're in different branches of the military and everything else. I started that are on opposite sides of the spectrum, meaning that they both went in at different times. Both of them are great people. Love them both. Later or sometime this weekend, I'll be interviewing Jesus Delgado out of the Marines. I'll be interviewing Glenn Chandler out of the Army. I'm going to try to get a couple guys out of my platoon like Tim, like Redding, maybe. And what we're trying to do is I'm trying to put something together that when we have our military nights once a month, every second Wednesday of the month at Native, then guys will come down. They can talk about what they did in the military. They can have a good time. They can bring their families down. A safe environment to where they can just come out and relax for a night. Now I have to do it on the second Wednesday of the month because people go out of town on Fridays and Saturdays and everything. A couple other upcoming things we're going to be doing is we are going to be doing something over at the Veterans Home for all the city of Quincy to come out to once a month or maybe even once a week in the summer times. So we're trying a nursing home. Now granted, she couldn't really get out of bed, but you know, granted she was almost 100 years old. The only thing she wanted to do was go back home, and she lived a block and a half away. But I do know when she got around people and family came to visit and everything else, you know, she was happy, she was content. She wasn't thinking about getting out. She just wanted to be around those that she loved, cared about, or even new people that had ideas. And then, of course, my sister Florence Kuhn, my great aunt, you know, who every day was at St. Vincent's, putting everywhere from polka music to playing cards to doing something with people. And then I looked out and I saw all these different men and women of the military that are going through things, struggling with stuff. They don't want to join groups for some reason. They are afraid that they don't want to join anything or do anything where they're around a lot of people. But when they go out, they do like to get around people. They just want to be somewhere where nothing is asked of them. They just want to be around friends and family and nothing asked of them other than, you know, the great people they are. And so I started a project years ago with my daughter, actually a bunch of projects with my daughter. I'm always doing something for or with my daughter. I'm going to go to the other turn. That shows her who all these great men and women are, the military or just in nursing homes. Everybody has a story. And even though it is local, and I understand that probably the only people ever see anything I put on there are people from my local town and everything else, you know, all these people have a history. They all have something that they have brought to the field. They have something that made them matter. And there's a bunch of people out there that are younger that need to know that they matter. And so what I'm trying to do is do as much as I can with what I've got. You know, Marines are used to doing a lot with a little. And I want to bring that into my regular everyday life, you know, with my Legal Shield business, with, you know, doing voluntary groups with the Marine Corps League, you know, just constant chief in order to help people and be productive. And he wrote about them and he had them all on microfilm and taped it and everything else. But nobody even knows he did it. Well, with social media and everything, what I'd like to do now is show all the different events, how great my city is, all the different people in the Marine Corps, where they come from, how great they are. I want to show my daughter, you know, all the different things that are in my head, but the things still exist today. But as life changes, you know, you know, think of what we've done in the last 100 years and how far we've come. I was talking to somebody the other day, worked at Harris, my buddy Steve Kane, and how, you know, here in Quincy, the car radio got started because somebody invented just a little bitty spring that kept the motor noise out of the radio. A 2-cent spring. And now, you know, we're in the digital age, and this was all less than 50, 60 years ago. Yeah, people, you know, our generation thinks this stuff has been around forever, and it hasn't. And how fast we're moving with technology, and in today's day and age with the digital age, and, you know, with people, what they do and say and think, you know, we've come a long way in society and life. And so a lot of what I do is just try to show people that, and it may not matter to anybody, but I know somebody out there if I don't do it, it does matter to them. You know, some of these people that want to put their story out there, it matters to them to have a story, to have a purpose, and I want them to know they matter to me and that maybe it matters to somebody else. So, anyway, I gotta go in here and buy a couple apples, and I hope everybody has a great day. Bye.